Black Ops 6. First details on the campaign, multiplayer, and zombies, which I find a bit odd. I swear they were supposed to be cancelling zombies. Either that or the team has stopped, so maybe it's a new zombies team. Maybe it's not the same team that did like the original Black Ops zombies and stuff like that. But I thought they were meant to be stopping it entirely. Anyway, let's go. Black Ops 6, first deal. Let's go.
Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is releasing later this year, and it continues the story events from 2012's Black Ops 2.
Oh, wow. That's actually really surprising. Few things I've heard about it is that it's meant to be like going really in on the campaign, so I'm hoping that's going to be the case because it's been a while since we've had a properly good campaign.
Year is now 1991 and Adler is back and more determined than ever.
Okey-doke.
I went to the Black Ops 6 summit to play some multiplayer and get the lowdown on campaign and zombies details. The campaign for Black Ops 6 picks up after the events of Cold War and Black Ops 2. The official timeline was revealed to be Black Ops 1, Cold War, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 6, Black Ops 4, and then Black Ops 3.
Look at how confusing you're trying to make this forward. Jesus Christ.
Cold War takes place in 1981, while Black Ops 2 is set in 1989. Unfortunately, some of his past squad mates have died. No spoilers here yet, and Frank Woods has been injured and is relegated to the sidelines in the story. Woods is still running his team, but just in a different way from before, since they had to break away from the CIA due to being mislabeled as traitors and they had to go rogue. There's a new force at play threatening democracy, and Woods and Adler are forced to scrounge up their own resources and team and clear their names. Black Ops 6 really leans into the rogue aspect, as the Special Forces team no longer has access to tech and funding as they did before, and are now forced to get creative. These agents are now breaking all the rules they knew before and aren't really bound to any morals they've previously agreed to either, so we're going to see them get really creative and especially violent. The campaign really seems to revolve around a whatever it takes theme and an at all costs mindset. A lot of features from Cold War will be returning to Black Ops 6, like the safe room you can return to after missions and puzzles you can solve for that you can find in the world. In addition to returning mechanics, we're also getting more story options with new dialogue trees with your companions and multiple ways to complete missions. Black Ops 6.
As much as I didn't like Cold War, I didn't. It's not that I really hated it, but I wasn't a big fan. It was just seemingly very good amount of things that, like decisions that you made that actually made a difference, and there was good ways you could approach the levels. I did appreciate that. I think it was well done. So I hope they go kind of all in on that because I don't feel like COD's ever done that.
New dialogue trees with your companions, and multiple ways to complete missions. Black Ops 6 is definitely branching out from just being your typical Call of Duty spy espionage storyline to being a fully fledged campaign story experience that's tailored to how you want to
It's been too long. Good.
When you speak with your teammates in safe houses or in the world, you're able to choose different dialogue options that will then open up unique connections and conversations.
Good.
In these dialogue trees, there'll be better looks into the Black Ops lore and references to previous games as they fit into the
Thing is, though, how true is that?
story.
Every COD game, so that was the campaign, every COD game, every trailer always makes it seem a lot better than it actually is. So while that sounds good, I want to see it in action. Is it the case of, oh, we've got so many different dialogue choices, but they only make that tiny little bit of difference? So is it a massive change? I want to see the massive change. I want to see the huge difference. I wanted them to go ham with it. And like I say, they don't seem to be doing that at the minute.
Black Ops 6 brings back classic round-based zombies. The zombie storyline, meanwhile, is directly continuing from Cold War's campaign, where, spoiler alert, Richtofen is revealed to be the director who's locked up Gregory Weaver, Elizabeth Gray, and Mac Carver. The story follows Dr. Peck, who's shown at the ending of the Cold War campaign in Japan in the year 1990, looking for some old friends. Peck is specifically looking to rescue his old crew with a new companion, Maya Aguinaldo, off to a prison
Oh,
island that definitely looks and feels like Alcatraz. You can play zombies as any of the operators you have,
Oh,
but
what is
if you
that?
play using any of the characters in the story, such as Weaver, Gray, Carver, and Aguinaldo, you'll be able to progress the storyline and get additional dialogue related to that campaign. There will be 2 brand new maps at launch, Liberty Falls and Terminus, which is the prison site. Liberty Falls is set in the Appalachian Mountains in a small town with lots of buildings to expand your runs with, while Terminus has multi-level areas set on a small island, so you can gain several vantage points unlocking the different levels on the map.
Alright, now one thing I do hate about zombies modes is, where was it?
Follows Dr. Companion, Maya Aguinaldo, off to a
Yeah, I hate these kind of massive bosses. I hope this isn't actually in the game. I think it probably is.
play zombies as any of the
There's entirely a chance that that is a clip from a different game that IGN's put in, but I do not want to see that,
operators you have.
to be honest.
All the modern aspects I love Black Ops 6 multiplayer is keeping all of the modern aspects I love about first-person shooters now, but with classic Call of Duty elements. The UI is reminiscent of the original Black Ops, but with a cleaner, new look that doesn't clutter the screen.
Wouldn't say
While the
so.
HUD does keep to classic Black Ops look, like the scorecard font and the circular minimap, you're actually able to adjust all the on-screen widgets with some new pre-made presets that can change the layout. Similar to how you can adjust the HUD in mobile versions of FPS games, you're able to reposition where the on-screen widgets are and change the minimap to square if you prefer.
Okay.
Hardcore players can rejoice because Classic Prestige is returning with 10 total Prestige levels. The max level to hit before you can roll to Prestige is 55, and you can unlock Prestige Master at 1,000 levels.
I'm sorry, what? For what?
This feature is available to players right at launch, so you can start grinding immediately if
Damn.
that's your thing. One of the biggest additions to multiplayer that I'm really looking forward to is the new omnidirectional movement mechanic. No, it's not the cool Advanced Warfare movement, but it does give the ability for players to sprint, slide, and dive sideways without losing momentum. In my opinion, Call of Duty has always suffered in terms of modern FPS movement mechanics due to it leaning more into the realistic side of
True.
military games.
Yeah.
Based on what I've seen so far, I'm glad for the change. It's not something that's never been seen before in an FPS, but it's definitely the first time it's being used in a Call of Duty title, and I anticipate some players needing an adjustment period to get used to that mechanic, specifically if you're a controller player. You can turn the option off, but having played a few matches of multiplayer, I can tell you right now that if you do not utilize the movement tech, you will be at a heavy disadvantage. How far the new movement mechanics will go, I'm not sure. I did ask the developers if tap strafing, the ability to change directions midair, would be possible now in Black Ops 6 due to the omnidirectional movement, but was not given a concrete answer. I think it'll take veteran players some time to get used to, and the especially technically talented players will definitely jump ahead in skill level at launch. However, I will say the movement felt incredibly smooth, and the sledding and jumping chaining felt really satisfying, especially on keyboard and mouse. If you want to optimize your movement in-game even further, that's actually a new intelligent movement button assist system that you can turn on to auto sprint, auto tactical sprint, auto mantle, and even auto crouch when you're walking for a certain amount of time. Automating a lot of these movements will make game flow much easier for yourself, and you can focus on the new omnidirectional movement tech instead. Along now with new movement mechanics, there are new loadouts with combat specialties and a dedicated
I'm not even gonna lie, that would just distract us, to be honest.
melee weapon. So your loadout will now consist of one primary weapon, one secondary weapon, and one melee weapon. With perks, there are 3 combat specialties: Enforcer perks, Recon perks, and Strategist perks. If you select 3 of the same type of perk into your loadout, you'll get a 4th extra perk that aids your specific playstyle. You can build up to 10 custom classes that will allow you to have up to 5 attachments as default, but you can unlock 8 with the special wildcard. I wasn't told about what wildcards specifically would be in the game, but they teased that they revolved around more attachments and potentially having 2 primary weapons. Meanwhile, the Gunsmith, Showcase Weapon, and Shooting Range are all returning in Black Ops 6. There will also be 16 brand new maps at launch with 12 core multiplayer maps and 4 strike maps for gunfight and other additional modes.
Not bad. One thing I hope is on focus modes. That's why I said hope is. One thing I hope is there is memorable maps. Even I watched Angry Joe's review of XDefiant, and I was looking at the maps going, damn, it's actually pretty good. Like, the maps look memorable in that game. That's what I hope that COD brings back. Because no matter, even like, there was something about Modern Warfare 3, even though I was playing the Modern Warfare 2 maps, I didn't enjoy it as much as Modern Warfare 2. Maybe it was because I'm just pointing straight at Hasbulla. Maybe it was because of the mechanics, but like, I don't know, something about it just didn't feel good. Even with the remastered maps and the I don't know. But it didn't feel great to play compared to the original Modern Warfare 2. I'm hoping this one brings back maps that are really memorable and really enjoyable, mostly.
The 2 factions in Black Ops 6 are the Rogue Black Ops, the previous CIA agents, and the Crimson One, the CIA-backed team. There are also 12 new weapons that are era-appropriate for 1991, and new equipment and field upgrades.
Ooh.
A few examples include
Hang on.
an older prototype for 91 and new equipment.
Is that...
Team. There are also 12 new weapons that are era-appropriate.
That's... They are sunny.
And new equipment.
And then you've got like an overcast kind of thing. Is there different weather effects for every map? That'd be pretty cool.
And field upgrades.
But that's one of those things that's cool when you first play it, and then it gets boring after five matches or something.
A few examples include an older prototype for the RCXD, which is a crude little RC car with a bomb attached to the top of it, and Warcry, a field upgrade that allows you to smash two flares together to give you and nearby teammates a temporary buff. Overall, I'm really excited to see how multiplayer in Zombies will play out in beta and launch, since the time I got in multiplayer seemed very promising, especially with the new movement and intelligent button assist.
They say that every year. Say this game looks promising every single year. That's it.
Are you excited for Black Ops 6? Let us know. For more Black Ops 6 news and upcoming review, be sure to stay right here at IGN.
It doesn't interest us enough to really. Obviously, I'm not going to go and pre-order it or anything like that. Don't. To anyone that's thinking of pre-ordering this game, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you do that, I'm going to find out where you live, and I'm going to call up, I'm going to find out what bank you're with, and I'm going to tell them to cancel your card and never let you use your card again, because don't you dare pre-order this. This is COD all over again. They make the trailers look really good, but the gameplay, the feel and the progression normally isn't as good as it seems. So I'm not holding out for this one. I'm going to wait until it comes out. I'll see some reviews when it comes out. I'm not talking about the IGN one. I'll see some proper reviews. And then maybe go from there. But it's not a game that I'm bothered about, to be honest. It's really not. I'd be lying if I said, yeah, this game's really good. So that was Black Ops 6. Pretty boring reaction, to be honest. I was hoping to be more impressed than I was, but I mean, it is what it is. So I'm definitely not going to pre-order it, and I'm going to wait until it comes out to see what I think.